Right, this problem we're going to look at is a find max. The question is, a website has been created by a software house for a band. A program has been written to count and record the number of times each page linked to the home page is visited or hit. The number of hits for each page is stored in an array called hits. And here's an example. So the second element in the array, position 1, has the number 1078. So that the second page has been hit 1078 times. Using a program notation with which you are familiar, write an algorithm which would find the number of the page with the maximum number of hits within the website. Now this is clearly a find max because it's dead obvious. It's telling you need to find the maximum number of hits within the website. We've only got one array to look through. We're looking through the hits array. So we need to start with our find max. Now we know that the first thing that we always do, if you've got a list of items, the way your find max works is the first item at that point when you're looking at it, that one there is the maximum value. So what we write is dead simple, is set. Now I know I've remembered to write that in capitals. I will forget some of my capitals and I would go back and do it. Remember in your exam you won't lose marks if you don't do capitals. So I'm going to call this one, normally it's in our standard algorithm it's max value, but because this is number of hits I'm looking for, and so that I'm customising it to the problem, I'm going to call it max hits. And I'm going to set that to my array hits, can't even spell, hits at position 0. So the first element in my array is my maximum. So now that I've done that, what I need to do is go through each page. Now what I don't know is the number of pages in my website, in my array. And if you look over here, it doesn't actually tell you. So you need to be really careful with this one. If it tells you there's 50, you've got to do for counter from 1 to 50 do. But we don't actually know how many there are. So the way we can write it, which isn't quite haggis, but the way we can write it is for counter from 1 to array total do. And then we come in. Now what we're doing, so we'll set up our counter so that will work through our index. We start at 1 because 0 is already our maximum, so we're not going to compare 0 with 0 because that's just mental and there's no need for that. Totally inefficient. We're going to start at position 1 looking at it. Now I need to compare what I've already got with position 1. So of course if it's a comparison, you're trying to find something and make a decision, it's an if statement. So if my max hits is less than my hits, and this time we're going to use our index, our hits at counter, then, oh look at this, I'm doing capital some places and not in others, right? So our new element, our data in our new element is bigger than the max hits. So we need to set max hits to hits at counter. So basically just set it to it. And then what I need to do is I come over and I do end if and I do end for. I could have written end repeat there, you would not lose a mark. Now I'm looking over to see, using a design notation with which I've written an algorithm which would find the number of the page with the maximum number of hits within the website. Haha. You don't have page 0. You've got page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. You do not have page 0. However, our array starts at page 0. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write send the page with the highest hits is, and then I'm just going to do a wee concatenation and I'm going to write max hits plus 1 to display. See what I mean about PLAY? There we go. And that there is the answer. That there would be worth probably about 4 marks in your exam.